Albert Jr. Rep.
Alright, Jay.
What's your gun sound like? Sean, what's your gun sound like? Hey, yo, Anye. What's your gun sound like, fool? Josh, what's your gun sound like?
Huh?
What's your gun sound like? Home, Alabama, what's your gun sound like? What's your gun sound like? I got a question. What's your gun sound like? Folks, what's your gun sound like? I got a question for you, bro. What's your gun sound like? Hey, I got a question for you, bro. What's your gun sound like?
Bang.
Folks, what's your gun sound like? Hey, quick question, bro. If you was getting robbed, what would your gun sound like? Question, Kat.
Yeah.
If someone robbed your house, what would your gun sound like? Hey, yo, what your gun sound like? Hey, yo, what y'all gun sound like? Logan, what your gun sound like? What your gun sound like?
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. What your gun sound like? If you don't mind me asking, what does your gun sound like? I know you got it. What your gun sound like? What's up, Michael? How you doing, bro? Hey, quick question, bro. What your gun sound like? Nigga. Come on, Austin. What your gun sound like, bro? What your gun sound like?
How?
Last time, bro. But what your gun sound like? Isaiah, what your gun sound like? The Bumbleclot man, what does your gun sound like, brother? Hey Chisholm, what your gun sound like?
You wanna know what my gun sound like?
Yo, Junior, what your gun sound like, fool? Yo, Avery, what your gun sound like? Jamal, what your gun sound like? Derek, what your gun sound like?
Bang.
Hey Rocco, quick question. What your gun sound like? Is that a trucker? Ben, what your gun sound like?
Chitty bang bang.
So, what your gun sound like, bro? Two freshmen, what your gun sound like? Mason, what your gun sound like? But what your gun sound like? Brody, what your gun sound like?
What?
What your gun sound like? What your gun sound like, Damon? What your gun sound like? Lacey, what your gun sound like? What your gun sound like? Hey Will, what your gun sound like? What your gun sound like, Justin? Yeah, East. What your gun sound like, fool? Real quick, what your gun sound like?
You're gay.
What your gun sound like? Hey, yo, Jackson, what your gun sound like? Before you go, what your gun sound like? What your gun sound like? What your gun sound like? Andy, what your gun sound like? What your gun sound like? That's what your gun sound like. Hey, what your gun sound like, bro?
Bang.
What,
Bang bang.
Bang bang. Hey, Caitlin, what your gun sound like? What your gun sound like? Hey, Morgan, what your gun sound like? Hey, Gavin, what your gun sound like?
Like never for nothing.
What your gun sound like? Pew pew. Girl, what your gun sound like? What your gun sound like? Question for you, bro. What your gun sound like?
Mom?